Did you see the OpenAI robot? Nah, I didn't. OpenAI robot? What are we talking about here? It's like ChatGPT with a body. Watch this creepy demo of the OpenAI robot. What are we getting into, chat? Powered by OpenAI.
Hey, figure one, what do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate.
And a weak creature made of mush and meat and bone. I see a puny ant waiting to be destroyed. That's what he wants to say. He'll hold off.
You standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great, can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
You can eat ash, human. Ash and dust.
Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. Based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
Can I be honest? Thinks too long. He's a little slow. You know what I'm saying? You ask him a question, he thinks too long. It's like, yikes, bro. It's like, bro, keep up. I'm not asking you a tough question here.
Dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
I feel like you could accomplish everything this robot has done with child labor way cheaper. A 12-year-old could do all these tasks and they'd be right to it. You know what I'm saying? You tell them, pick up the trash, give me the apple. It's like there's not even a delay.
Can you put them there?
Of course.
Give them a Red Bull and they're good to go. Exactly. This looks so expensive. That looked if that, a glass plate, you might shatter that
so
bitch.
How do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well. The apple found its new owner, the trash is gone, and the tableware is right where it belongs.
I agree. Thanks, figure one.
The stutters to make it
welcome. If
feel
there's
more
anything else you need help with, just
relatable
let me
before
know.
he kills us. I mean, it's interesting. Don't get me wrong, but this demo isn't lighting my fear receptors on fire just yet. But yes, it will continue to get better, as I've continued to say. This is, cannot be ignored. Oh, did you see? There was a guy. It's a little story here. There was a AI startup company that was trying to hire an engineer, like an AI engineer from Facebook, from Meta. And so they offer him like a big salary. He comes, he checks out their company, and he says, come back to me when you have 10,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs, or it's not worth my time. And he turns the job down. That's how crazy the fucking AI market is. And it's also that they can't do testing without enough GPUs. So here it is. 10,000 H100 GPUs. That's so funny. And again, it's still Perplexity, which is a big AI startup. That's crazy. Stocks have become too mainstream. My friends are pumping insane money for part-time workers into NVIDIA because they think it's free money instead of grinding minimum wage like real men. Well, I think that is the problem and why everyone is pumping into Doge and crypto and NVIDIA and tech stocks and fucking whatever, is because they're like, I'll never be able to buy a house if I grind minimum wage like a real man. So that's why they're doing it. I do think we are in the end game with some of this shit, bro. It's just not sustainable. I mean, the market cap of Dog with Hat is a flashing red indicator. There's just no economic value there. And there's billions of dollars flooding in. Every Fortune article says that rates are going to go down, quote, next month. Do you think that's realistic? So at the beginning of the year, they were saying tons of rate cuts this year. They priced in like 7 or 8 rate cuts. And then, unfortunately, the job market was, at least nominally, hotter than expected, and inflation was stickier than expected. And so they've been cutting that. They're cutting the number of cuts down a lot. And so it seems like there's going to be very few cuts. And if so, they'll be late in the year. To make that simpler, I guess, it's like they're trying to get inflation down to 2%, which is the goal, but it's stuck at 3. And like it dropped from 10 to 3 really fast. So they were like, oh, we're almost there. But it's been stuck at 3, sticky. They can't cut rates, or they shouldn't, until that number goes down to their goal, but it's not doing it. We're still having persistent too high inflation. 3 isn't that bad. That's what they're going to start saying soon, I promise you. It is, by the way, it is. Don't fucking fall for that. 3.17% inflation is that bad. It's fucking eroding your purchasing power. Its prices are already high. 3% higher on that is going to be terrible. But they're going to start being like, you know what? 3 is not that bad. Maybe the 2 target should be 3. And they're going to use it to cut. 100%. It's going to be cope. I did the math, and even with annual raises, I'm making barely more than I was 5 years ago. But at least things aren't expensive, right? Things aren't more expensive than they were 5 years ago. So you're fine. Do you think they'll have to raise rates one more time to get to inflation to 2? Dude, nobody wants them to raise rates. I think if they rose rates again, Joe Biden would personally ride his bicycle down to Jerome Powell and try to kill him. I think Joe Biden needs rates to come down for the election year, bro. He needs it.
Mr. Biden says although he can't guarantee it, he is confident the Federal Reserve will be cutting rates.
Again, it's supposed to be independent,
I'm also
but
working to bring down the cost of housing. I'm proposing an annual tax credit will give Americans $400 a month over the next 2 years to put toward their mortgage. If
subsidized demand. By the way, I did receive that call from my dad. I am going to be nicer to Biden from now on. In case you guys don't know, if it comes down to Biden versus Trump, which seems like, well, I'm still voting Biden. I'm just begrudging about it. And I'm going to try to be nicer, okay? I'm going to be a nicer person. But this mortgage plan is silly, and he shouldn't control interest rates. The president's supposed to be independent of that. So him saying we're getting down is crazy. I thought your dad's Republican? Yeah, I know. My dad was a lifelong Republican, but he can't stand Trump. My dad's a 30-year military veteran, voted Republican 28 of those years, but he can't vote Trump. When did the DNC start paying you? George Soros personally dropped off a brick of gold at my house today. So I'm changing my whole tune, dude. Thank you, George. Young POTUS, thank you for the 11 months. Thanks for the support, Big A, in the election. I'll get you a penny lick as a gift. Your name is Young POTUS, and you are claiming that you are Joe Biden. What is a penny lick? A penny lick was a small glass for serving ice cream. It is Joe Biden. They were banned in 1898. Okay. Wow. Thanks, Joe. Why were they banned? I don't know. I guess they were banned in London. Let me actually find out that question. They were banned in London in 1898 due to concerns about the spread of disease, as the glass was often not washed between customers. Gross. UK, you would pass around a little glass of ice cream, someone would lick it to the bottom, then you'd put ice cream in it again and pass it to someone else? That's disgusting. The solution was banning the form factor. Yo, they did ban the form factor, and then I guess the waffle ice cream cone was popular soon afterwards, which is single serve. So thank God. I never thought about the hygienic reasons for having a waffle cone. I always thought it was for taste reasons, but I guess they did it so people wouldn't fucking lick the same glass. Do you know they don't have outlets in their bathrooms because they're scared of electrocution? Is this true? UK people don't have outlets in their bathroom because they're scared of electrocution? I guess that's not that crazy. Like, let's imagine you're an average UK frog and you are sitting on the crapper and you're sitting in the tub and you suddenly get a hankering for beans on toast. What are you gonna do? Plug in a toaster nearby. All of a sudden, you're fucked. You understand? But if you can't fit a toaster in your bathroom, then you're safe. That's why I think that makes sense. Do you know that in South Korea, they have this urban legend called fan death, which is the idea that if you are sleeping in a room with a fan on, it will chop up the oxygen and you will choke to death while you're sleeping. And so all fans are sold with like timers that auto shut off, and they they won't let a fan be on. Why wouldn't it do it during the day? I don't know. But this is, by the way, South Korea, a very advanced country. I mean, South Korea looks like cyberpunk, but they still believe in fan death. Not everyone, but it is real. And I found out about it when I lived there. The fans are sold, they're different. They have these things on them. Some places don't have 13 floors. Well, that's true. That's because 13th's where the ghosts hang out. Same with 4th floor in Asia. Wait, really? Asia has a 4th floor? The number 4 is unlucky because it sounds a lot like the word for death. I'll be honest with you, that sounds crazy, but if the way our numbers worked, there was like a death floor. Like if instead of 7, we said, 4, 5, 6, death 8. Then like I'm on death floor would be crazy. Do you understand like that? That actually makes more sense than 13. But what's funny is like they just changed the number, but it is the 4th floor. And like in America, it is the 13th floor. It's not, it just goes from 12 to 14, but like it is the 13th. That's what it is. It's not, they're not building an extra floor and leaving it empty. They're just changing the numbers. Or they call it 12A. That's really funny. That's really stupid. Human beings are funny, dude. We're funny. We're a funny group. We have a lot of funny little quirks. We're characters. I like that about us. I like that about humans, is we're quirky little characters. You know, like saying we're goofy. You could put us in a show and we would be goofy. We would want to watch us. We're goofy little guys. We're quirked up. I hate the fact that in the US you don't start on 0 because we're number 1, baby. We stay number 1. We start on number 1. We start where we are. It's that simple.